Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we are at the Grand Hotel for the Policy Conference, which is put on annually by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. And, you know, when you talk about people and the problems that are facing small business, your name always comes up. JD, it's good to have you here. JD Collins, who's the director of the SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Center. And let's do a quick primer. What exactly you guys do?
Well, when a small business needs help with a business plan, getting started, an entrepreneur has an idea, or they're looking for technology commercialization, they often reach out to the SBDC for help because we have experts that can help with that. And I don't mean to leave out the existing businesses that are interested in growth plans as well. So we help out those businesses that are looking to go from 10 employees to 100. And sometimes that takes a special skill set. And we also help out with those small businesses that are interested in growing.
Well, the bottom line that I love about SBDC is that the door is open to everyone, even someone with a lame idea, who the best thing that could happen is to have an expert say, that's a lame idea.
Well, yes, our doors are open to everyone, and sometimes we do have to deliver the harsh realities of a failed business plan or finances that aren't working out. But the nice thing is we also can show them a road to recovery, how to gracefully exit a business. One thing we know about entrepreneurs is they tend to be serial entrepreneurs. So once they've started a business, they're often in the business of starting another business, and so we can help them gracefully exit and then enter into a new business.
Well, it's a marvelous situation. I'm very familiar with it. At one time was on your board before you were in your position, but it just has helped so many people, and I have to feel there's a gratification that comes with your job for that reason.
There is no better feeling than to have something like a global pandemic hurt so many small businesses and be in a position to help. And it was a really gratifying time for us when so many businesses were hurting to be the voice of truth. When it came to all of the support programs that were out there, a lot of people reached out to us during the pandemic. They liked what they got, and they're now coming back in droves. And so, a very gratifying position to be in. We also witnessed a lot of small businesses end as well. And so a lot of our consultants were having to deal with something I call survivor's guilt throughout the pandemic. We've come out of that very strong on the other side. We have this hardened group of consultants that are willing to serve our small businesses. But yeah, no, great work.
Well, that is really important, to take advantage of people who have, in some cases, failed, and boy, that's a good education. I mean, they can help see problems coming. Interesting, you're somewhat of a hybrid, that you're an SBA program. You're housed for the most part at community colleges, so there's a relationship, and how you're funded.
So we are funded by the SBA. That starts the flow of funds for us, but we're also funded through our university hosts. You mentioned some community colleges, other universities throughout the state. There are 10 hosts, as well as the MADC is a strategic partner of ours as well. And so we combine the interests of state and federal programs along with the needs of small business, and that's how we deliver our programming.
JD, are you seeing any trends in the types of businesses that are starting, and maybe how that's changed? And I know you've only been there, what, maybe 2 years, 3 years?
4 years.
4 years already. Wow. It's your fresh face. That's what it is. So congratulations on that, by the way. But have you seen any trends?
So yes, we're seeing some trends. Number one, the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in Michigan right now. We're seeing a lot of people interested in starting their own business, having control over their destiny. And we're also, if you think about the continuum, we're also seeing the end of a business life cycle, also where the transition of a business, a generational transition of a business from one family to another, from an original owner to a new owner. And so we're seeing the two ends of the spectrum very active right now.
So one of the biggest problems everybody's having, obviously, is talent. I bring that up with almost every guest. How are they dealing with that?
It is a problem across the board that we're seeing right now. Talent. A lot are looking to internship programs, but a lot of small businesses are looking internally at their own culture and how can their culture be a driver for people as an attractor into their business. And so really culture, those internship programs, how do they develop talent early on in hopes of attracting them when they graduate?
You know, another thing we didn't really say is you make yourself available to people for the first part, certainly, for free. And it's that kind of a service. And sometimes there are no charges, sometimes there are.
So SBDC services, to be clear, are free of charge to the small business. And at only very, very unique times do we charge a small fee, let's call it $5 for some of our programming. And that is just to make sure we have found out that when you charge $5, people are more apt to show up. They say they're going to show up and they pay $5, that's about it. So yes, our services are largely free.
Okay, and that is one of the great things about what SBDC also does. So what do you see in the future? Do you see any challenges with funding? Do you see any really turns in the road, so to speak, with all the things that are happening?
A great question. Yes, we have some challenges on the horizon. So many people found us through the pandemic, liked the service they got, are coming back to us and telling their friends. And so we've had this surge in demand for SBDC services. And largely we've been able to respond to that demand because we've received supplemental funding throughout the pandemic. We're going to hit that cliff here come September. And once that cliff hits, we're going to have a whole bunch of small businesses that we're not able to support unless we get some additional supplemental funding. So we're looking at active ways to really extend technology to be able to fit that gap, as well as ways that we can keep some of the consultants that we hired throughout the pandemic after the CARES funding goes away.
Well, your organization is emblematic of its membership. We have challenges every day, right? JD, it's always good to see you, my friend. All right. JD Collins from the Small Business Development Centers. I'm Chris Holman. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. We'll be back with more from the Policy Conference on Mackinac Island.